No come da Giko.
The following movie is by far the strangest thing that I have ever seen. In fact, it is so weird and so low budget that it develops an own character and actually becomes not too bad. If you want to watch something that is so out there that you start questioning your own existence, this is probably it. In this video, we follow Chainsaw Girl, a high schooler that likes to cut other people's limbs off. Yeah. If you like girls that pretend to be JRPG characters, ninjas with massive insecurities, no, it's not Naruto, bullied students that swore to turn each and every one of their enemies into mutant zombie cyborgs, and a chainsaw-wielding delinquent that flashes her panties at every chance she gets, then welcome to the Japanese splatter world. This movie is called The Bloody Chainsaw Girl. Let's go. In this movie we follow Giko, a high school delinquent with a fetish for chainsaws and loose limbs. On her way to school, she gets ambushed by her first opponents, 3 mutant cyborgs that were turned into evil creatures by her sworn enemy Nero. She unpacks her chainsaw, pulls the string, and massacres them in a short second. They are no match for her. Now, as the fight comes to an end, the school bell rings. It's time for our character to redo her exam because she screwed up last time. But just before she can continue her very normal school morning, she gets yet again ambushed by a flying rocket from behind. With a slick Matrix move, she ducks and turns around, facing the first mini-boss in this movie. It's Sayuri, the whole body bomber. As you might have guessed, this name means that she can emit bombs from all parts of her body, and this movie does not try to conceal that. She's another mutant cyborg determined to take out our character. If these aren't solid JRPG moves, then I don't know what is. Giko finds out that Nero, her former classmate by the way, is behind these attacks. The reasons for that have yet to be revealed, but if you ask me, the best way to beat these high school cyborgs is probably by calling their parents and complain about their children, because saving face is a big one for Japanese people. Boom. It's also important to note that these cyborgs are pretty much invincible. If you cut them apart, they end up immobilized, but they will not die. Sort of like the Ajin in Demi-Human. Therefore, the best way to eradicate any of them would be indeed with a chainsaw, and then either have them fed to your cat or bury them like mafia victims. Don't forget to take out the organs to fund your future chainsaw upgrades, because yes, that's a thing. After the fight has ended, Giko continues her way to the classroom. Upon arriving, she realizes that she is the only one there, meaning something is going on. No shit. Before she can figure out what is happening, a spider-human cyborg joins her with a bento box on top. Because why not? And no, it's not a bento bomb either, okay? It's legit food. Would I eat it? No, it was brought on a tray on top of a human head with spider legs. This is reason enough to jump out of the window, if you ask me. While eating, she remembers how Nero became that evil antagonist that she is today. Basically, the story goes like this. Once upon a time, when Class A was at school and every pupil was diligently studying a cat sound atoned. The pupils, perplexed by the sudden arrival of that sound, looked confused through the room and tried to spot the culprit, but nothing was found. Until Nero suddenly and without any hesitation revealed her newest creation. Let me introduce you to Dead Yet Alive Cat, Cyborg. Now, I know what you guys think, okay? And it doesn't matter. It's an animal on a tank. That's enough to get this movie a better rating, right? The throwback concludes with Nero being bullied into despair by her whole class, including her teacher, resulting in her swearing to God that she will turn each and every one of them into servant cyborgs. Which she did. At least she does what she said she would. And I think we should respect that. Now we cut back to the present moment where the next surprise awaits. When Giko leaves the room to confront her teacher, the cyborg mutant super insecure slightly homo ninja team make their first appearance. If you think it can't get weirder, believe me, you're wrong. A hefty fight breaks out. Giko slaps one of the ninjas and then turns around and escapes, because sometimes you just want to get out of the tall grass. When she comes across a tech club, she hides herself in it and tries to upgrade her chainsaw at the workstation, pretending to be a Last of Us character. But out of the blue, she meets Senzaki, the president of the shop club and the only student that has not yet been turned into a mutant cyborg. What a surprise. She desperately but diligently convinces our character to avenge her club members, who all have been turned into cyborgs. Now first she hesitates, but when Senzaki promises a worthy chainsaw upgrade, Giko is sold. And I get it, right? It's that one boring side quest that you don't want to do, but the material you get in return is just kind of worth it. And if we're honest, this girl wears an overall and glasses. It was clear that she is the upgrade NPC. The insecure ninja team appears out of nowhere and challenges Giko to a final showdown. However, with her new upgraded chainsaw, this is not a problem, because now she got an awesome area of effect skill. That's right, her chainsaw can shoot bullets now. Not only that, but her chainsaw can also extend itself, like Goku's monkey staff. So she spins around and shoots bullets at her enemies, causing them to drop dead yet alive. But of course, this movie wouldn't be appealing if there wasn't room for emotions. When the fight comes to an end and the ninja team is defeated, she talks words of wisdom with the emo ninja guy from before. He, being the depressed guy that he is so easily touched by her words, it makes me uncomfortable. But she just gained a potential ally, so what the hell, thumbs up. After the touching and heartwarming scene, Giko is surprised by Nero's speech through the PA system. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, this movie is great. It does not take itself seriously, and it doesn't try to. Giko and Senzaki take about a minute to arrive at the PA office to face Nero directly, but Nero, is surprised that they have found her, which is dumb because she was just next door. She then gives us a generic death glare and a manic laughter and storms out. Okay. At the same time, Giko and Senzaki take on the pursuit and eventually face a corridor full of mutant cyborgs waiting to get sawed in half. It's showtime. Giko basically speedruns through the corridor, slashing down all in front of her. I have no idea how many mutant cyborgs she slays down because I am not dead meat, but let's just say she is going hard. It's a low-budget gore festival that needs no further inputs from me, that much I can tell. This is as clean as it gets. She literally eradicates all her enemies without the need for any buffs. It is sophisticated. She slashes through, makes it to the end, and eventually faces off the last boss on the rooftop. That's right, Nero is about to get her ass whooped. Before the last fight starts though, we flash back and the secret why Nero is trying to kill our character is being revealed. Now if you've been waiting for a grand reveal, then I must apologize, okay? The plot twist is as cheap as the gore effects that I had to cut out. So here's what happened. Giko, in the distant past, which means 3 weeks ago, has asked Nero if she knew how to kiss. That's right. Yeah, our main girl hit it on the bad girl, and that's how this war broke out. Look, I didn't make the rules, okay? But if it wasn't for me, you would have never came across this gem, so you're welcome, alright? So, Nero unveils her Chainsaw of Darkness, basically a cyborg made out of a chainsaw and 18 human souls, I kid you not. She then injects a mysterious liquid and turns her chainsaw into some next level shit, and then the battle begins. The two titans clash, exchanging strikes. It looks like both are on equal level until Giko for the first time receives a hit. She backs away, the tension is growing stronger. Who will win this epic rooftop fight? Senzaki makes a move to aid Giko, but she is no match for their opponent. It looks like the fight is about to end, but then out of nowhere, the insecure ninja slightly homo emo dude makes a comeback, and now he is on our side. That's right. He throws a couple of shuriken, pretends to be a cool character, and is actually able to distract Nero for some time. However, even though he sacrificed himself and died a hero, he was no match for her. Rest in peace. And just when I thought this movie is a story where the dark side wins, the whole body bomber, the character of the year, makes a comeback as well. Hell yeah. This time though, she isn't on the side of Nero, but more on the neutral sides of things. She takes Senzaki as a hostage and extorts both characters to hold still. Her goal is to end this pointless war, and calls out Nero to drop her assault. But Nero, with her massive ego, can't be convinced. Unfortunately, Nero then activates the bomb that she has planted inside of Sayuri, the whole body bomber, when she turned her into a cyborg. Sort of like an emergency self-destruction function, which turns out to be very useful, I suppose. Not picking any sides here. The whole body bomber, or Sayuri, is about to die. In fact, she will explode in 45 seconds, and everyone around her will be dragged into death as well. Unsure on how to proceed, she eventually walks over to the railing and decides to save the others by jumping from the building. Well, that's it for her as well. For those of you that liked her, I'm sorry. Now Giko and Nero face each other off one last time. This time, Nero grows crazy. I mean, a little bit more crazy than before. She trash talks all of her cyborgs, claiming that she is a conqueror and that everyone shall obey her. However, she did not think about the 18 mutant cyborgs stuck in her chainsaw, who all have heard how she talked about them. Looks like these cyborgs are quite emotional, because they eventually decide to disobey, jump out of Nero's hand, and then team up with Giko. Sort of like Samehara the Sword that teamed up with Sensei Guy after he has defeated Kisame. Check it out. Now Giko gladly takes her new legendary weapon and has now a clear edge in this battle. And then, in pure Japanese splatter manner, she pretty much beats the living hell out of her opponent, and then, just because there is no way to end a movie like this normally, Giko kisses Nero. Yes. And then, she kills her off like nothing has happened, like a virgin Black Widow. What the hell? And the rest is history. That's right, this was it. If you want to have a worthy movie night with your pals, then this might not be the best pick. But if you want to watch something that is truly and absolutely nuts, then look no further than that movie. Granted, okay, this is a little bit kind of a different video, but I hope you could still appreciate it. It's a weird movie, you know? Next week, we'll have a proper How to Beat video for you guys. Until then, binge another one. How about that? And I'll talk to you again next week. Peace.